We have Treasure Map versus Fuji Taurus. So, uh, I'm a bit late to this, like 3 hours. I had a bunch of issues to sort out for the teams. They're very different from what I showed you in yesterday's video, or not yesterday's video, a few days ago. But either way, we're here. I took quite a while to make these changes, so finally getting this video out. As you can see, I have a very high amount of gems right now. So if you ever wondering how the challenge is going for the saving for a year, I'm able to survive this entire anniversary, so that's a good start. But enough of that, let's actually talk about treasure map. So this treasure map, very iffy. The map is nothing special. I thought they'd do something nice for the anniversary, but it seems not. Trebol is with Bellamy, Bartholomew and Cavendish is with Burgess. So the the mini boss for Trebol is the most annoying to do in the boss rush. So we are fighting him in the mid map with a team using Roger, so that we can just wave clear him. The main reason why Trebol is annoying is because he's stupid to revive, but it's fine, we can deal with it. And then we also have to take care of Bellamy. If Trebol and Bellamy are on the left hand side of the map, we're only going to be fighting Trebol. If it's on the right hand side, you have to fight Bellamy and Trebol. So just have a normal team for Bellamy because you're not always going to be fighting him in the mid map. So this team here, I have double Kaido crew and Roger, and we also have the new Whitebeard that I pulled in the recent Point event ticket. We also have Kuma with Bonnie Sport, and then Zoro for Wave Clear. So Kuma is there just for that Bonnie Sport. We do get 5 turns of Captain Bind on the final stage. We need that Bonnie Sport so that we can use the super swaps of our Kaido crew. Stage 1 here, use your Zoros, and he will wave clear the enemies very easily. Still one of the most reliable wave clearers in the game, very fast. But he can be replaced with a lot of other characters that do have double special activation wave clear, such as Oprah. And then on the final stage here, we're going to use Whitebeard for a 20% HP cut through the normal attacks only. He's the only unit in the game that can do that. And then we can use Roger to get rid of the enemy's remaining HP. He has 1.8 million, so Roger isn't enough alone. Then, oh yeah, as you saw there, I had that Bonnie get rid of the bind. And then on the revive, just use your super swaps. The enemy only has 900,000, and we can kill the enemy from there. So, very fast team, very easy. For a lot of people, the easiest option would be to use the anniversary Zoro instead of the Whitebeard or Kaido Crew on the final on the revive. Or you could also use level 1.5 version 1 Blackbeard. Both of them deal 1.5 million HP through the enemy's normal attacks only. So those both are very good options, but I don't have either of them, so this is the best team that I can make. Moving on to the boss rush. So this is a instance where we are on the left hand side. We can't get to Bellamy, unfortunately. So this this treasure map on the final boss, I barely made any changes besides adding a support. I changed one character. Mostly I had troubles understanding the order in which I'd activate things. Also units positions on the team, like X Drake couldn't get to the rewind, otherwise he wouldn't be able to activate. So I moved him onto the left hand side of the team to make sure he doesn't get the rewind. Small changes like that. Also Sabo, the treasure map Sabo, the legend that I'm running as a friend captain. He's a bit annoying to talk about, but I'll talk about that later on when we get to the final boss. So for the mini boss here against Aokiji, this mini boss against Bartholomew and Cavendish is very easy. Here we have double Aokiji. He's nice as a cooldown captain and also giving us an attack boost and ore boost instantaneously on the final stage. Then we can use our Zoro on stage 1. He's very important to make sure that our Bartholomew, our Magellan and Hannibal is ready for the final stage. So a very important character. Then use your kid-in-law for wave flare and the chain boost, the chain boundary and the chain growth rate boost. Then on the final stage, we'll have that attack and ore boost as I said before. We're having a ton of boosts coming in stage 2, which is very nice. We have Necessity Sport on our Magellan and Hannibal to get around the 2 turns of rewind. Just use Magellan special and that's enough to kill the enemy. So very easy team, very fast. We have 1 support, 1 special. And if you want to, you can add the support of Strength Beppo on your Trafalgar Law and Kid to give you a 1.3x color affinity boost. But this team is very good, you don't need the color affinity. So very fast, 1 special, 1 support. So very happy with this team. Moving on to the next mini boss against Burgess. First claim my tickets. So, oh wait, no, we're first fighting Bellamy. So, this team here against Bellamy, I'm really happy with this team. The damage is really good as well as the speed. So, this team against this mini boss, we were quite confused on how it exactly worked. We weren't sure if the 5000 fixed damage that the enemy does upon death was fixed or not. And since it isn't fixed, we can actually use damage reduction supports as well as sockets to help us reduce that incoming damage of 5000. So with sockets alone, we reduced that 5000 fixed down, that 5000 damage down to 4500. Because of pinch healing, we completely forgot about pinch healing. So pinch healing can be used to get that 5000 HP back. So we're gonna use the Roddy and BB special on stage 1 for cooldown, very important, and the wave flare. Stage 2 Kikinojo and Izo for the chain lock. And then on the final stage here, we're going to use the special of our Karen and Wanda for an orb boost, and so that we can get 3 turns of cooldown, so that our Akainu is ready. Then we also have the support of Chopper for 1.5 as color affinity, as well as healing of 3000, that's important. Then Akainu for an attack boost, get rid of the barrier and give us a conditional. Then we're going to hit a perfect with our Karen and Wanda. They're the only unit that has pinch healing, giving us 2000 HP back, so that we can tank the 4500 damage. So this team is very fast and very efficient. We removed the VB support that I had in the video. She's completely not necessary, so having her there is just a complete waste of time. So this team is 2 specials, 1 support, very fast, very strong, and gets the job done safely. So for the final mini boss against Burgess, we completely changed the team here. Before I was using a mini boss team, a mid-map team, but I realized that Trebol is more important to take on mid-map, so I completely changed this to a proper team using double Nami. Very nice, since she's going to completely absorb the 4 turns of paralysis we get on the final stage. Also, Nami's a 1-turn cooldown captain, so very nice just in general for treasure map. So on stage 1 here, we're going to use our Inaru. Very nice unit to give us 2 turns of cooldown, so that our Roger and Nugget are going to be ready. Then we can also activate our all-on crew for the last turn of cooldown that we need for Roger and Nugget, so we don't have to have any cooldown supports for them. Then on the final stage against Burgess here, we're going to use the special. First, use Roger and Nugget swap effect to give your strength characters strength orbs to get around the barrier. Then use his special to get around the spear and buff those boosts. Then use Morley for a conditional attack boost, as well as the support of Trish Map Sabo for a chain lock, so we can get around the chain attack down. And with all that, just kill the enemy very easy. We only have 1 unit attacking, being Morley, since we do have that strength barrier to get around. All-on crew isn't dealing any damage, so it's quite annoying, but Morley is more than enough. Just make sure your Morley is highly leveled and has plus 540 attack cotton candy. So this team is very nice. Damage might be a bit skeptical, but if I do need to change it, I will later on. But it functions perfectly. As for the final boss here, so I spent quite a long time trying to figure out what I was doing wrong. First issue was that I encountered was that Drake wasn't already on the final stage, and he doesn't have any cooldown support, so I was panicking quite a bit, because Drake is the only character that's boosted that is gonna get around the damage notification. But then I realized that the special rewind was only to the right hand side of the crew, so I swapped Drake to the left hand side so that he doesn't get the rewind, and it works perfectly fine. Also, I noticed another big issue was that what's his face, Sabo, was not activating again on the final stage. If you didn't know, I was planning to use him on stage 2, and then he has a nice effect in his captain ability that states if you have a chain boost, then he'll activate automatically in the following stage. Unfortunately, that didn't work, since we get bind on the final stage, and since Sabo gets bind, his captain effect is completely disabled, and we don't get his special on the final stage, and that means that we couldn't get around the enemy's damage reduction. So instead, yeah, we're just not going to activate Sabo on stage 2. Instead, we are going to get around the chain attack down by using the Koshido support with Zoro, and that's going to allow us to get a chain beyond 2.75x, so that we can kill the enemy on stage 2. Just make sure you hit all your perfects. We're using Shock Superb to make it easy to hit perfects, and that makes it very easy. Then on the final stage, Yamato is going to get around the bind and give us a chain growth rate boost. Then use Sabo, he's going to give us a chain boundary and get around the enemy's damage reduction. finally use EZO and then your X-Ray to get around the enemy's defensive effects and just kill the enemy from there. Make sure that the positions of your units are exactly like this. EZO and Drake need to be on the left hand side so that they can activate, and then the units on the right need to be there. And then unfortunately we actually proc the interrupt of the enemy when you activate a color affinity, so your Zoro does get stunned, so we can't use him to attack even though he is a type advantaged unit. But it's fine, we have Yamato and your friend captain dealing enough damage. So that's gonna be it for the team. A lot to talk about. Make sure you have the positions of the units exactly like that if you are using this team. But it's very nice not using any of the new batch. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. This team, I didn't show you the intrusion team for this run, but it should work perfectly fine. I'll tell you in the comments if it works as planned. But with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content in the future. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys